Hey, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Sonja J, and I'm back with another Teen Mom reaction video reviewing the new episode. Now, as you can see from the title, this is for episode 15. I am so sorry, guys. I did not review 13 and 14. Now, I actually did watch the episodes, but I forgot to write notes for them. So that's why I didn't end up doing a review for 13 and 14, because I didn't write notes. And to be honest with you, one, I don't really feel like sitting through the episodes again. That's just 2 hours of my time that I don't really care to spend. And also, I really don't feel like those 2 episodes were that interesting, or nothing happened that was that like dramatic that I feel like I couldn't pick up with in the next new episode. So I'm sorry I didn't do a review for 13 and 14, but I did see the episodes. I just didn't write the notes, so I'm sorry. And I'm already behind, so I was just like, fuck it, we'll just catch up where we're at and go from there. But I promise after this episode, after 15, I promise I'm gonna keep up. I know I always say that. I'm so sorry. I do what I can though, okay? I got my own whole life, okay? I can't always be on time. I got a whole life to live. But I'm here today. So we're going to review 15 and then we're going to be on time every week after that. How about that? Okay, I'm sorry. But let's get into the review for 15 and subscribe if you guys want to. Like this video if you like it. And, comment down below if you have any questions, comments, or concerns. I hope you guys enjoy this review. Okay, let's get into it. Hey, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl, Sonja J. And as you can see from the title, you already know we're back with another Teen Mom review. I'm sorry I keep coming late, but at least I'm coming, okay? So the new episode's about to air really soon, but it hasn't aired yet. So at least I made the deadline for that. So let's get into what the newest episode was about and let's react to it. And I got opinions. I got a lot of them. So let's get into it and talk about these girls, because the season's about to end soon, okay? Oh my God, okay, so we have a lot to talk about with Rachel. Okay, this girl, now listen, I get it. You're young. When you're young, you do dumb shit. I understand that. I get that. However, it's like when you're young with a baby, that young shit really, really, really doesn't work too much anymore, because it's just like you are out here fucking and having kids like a grown person. So we gonna treat you like a grown person. So it's like Rachel is just making decisions that make no fucking sense. And not even just for her being a mother, but just being a person in general. Now, I understand everyone's different. Some teenagers are wilder than others, so I get it. But at the same time, it's just like, it's still, regardless, it's still stupid. She's still making stupid decisions. As a mother especially, but even if she wasn't a mother, it's still like the decision she's making is just dumb as a human being in general, even if she is only 17. Because it's just like, if you know you need your car, or if you know you need a car to get around and do stuff, especially if you have a child, it would make sense to get your license. It would make sense to try to work to get that. But instead, you don't want to get your license, or you're arguing with your mom because she wants you to get your license. And instead of you studying, you want to fuck around with your new boyfriend. And we're going to get to that in a minute. Anyways, you want to fuck around with your new boyfriend instead, so you haven't been studying for your test, and now you want to get mad because you're not prepared for your test. But you need to take your test to get your license so that you can have a car to drive, well, so that you can have a license to drive a car, so that you can get around as a human being and also as a mother. Like, it's just like the decision she's making doesn't make any sense. But even if she wasn't a mother, it's like, you need to get around, understand you're 17, but clearly you need a car because your mom is nagging at you because you need to get places, okay? You can't keep relying on people, especially in the situation you're in. So be responsible. So let's get to the boyfriend. So now we start out, we see she has a new boyfriend. Now listen, I'm not necessarily knocking her for dating. I don't have a problem, even if you're a new mom, even if you're young. I don't think there's anything wrong with young people, young mothers, new fathers dating. It's just, I feel it's a problem when you're moving too fast, too quickly, and you're allowing your child around your new boyfriend or girlfriend that you just met. Like, You just met the guy. You haven't known him longer than 6 months. Why are you casually bringing him around your baby daughter? And she's not like 4 years old. She's not 5 years old. She's literally like 5 months old, if that. I'm talking about in that episode. So it's like, you have a new boyfriend. At first you were saying Jacob was her father. He was going to raise her. We knew that wasn't going to last. And she didn't think beyond the fact that, oh, what if we break up? Will he still be around? She didn't think about that. Of course, no. But anyways, they broke up. He's not around. So now I guess Jacob's no longer the father. Drew's the father. I mean, we can kind of tell she looks like him. Plus, I mean, she said for the most part he was. But it's just like, you're 17, Rachel. I have no problem with you dating. But the fact that you move so quickly and you have a newborn baby that you're allowing men to be around so quickly is concerning. It's very concerning. And I especially have a problem with mothers and fathers. I'm not just going to put this on mothers, because there are men out here who will be in a new relationship and immediately introduce their kids to the new girlfriend or wife or whatever as well. Well, I'll say girlfriend because obviously that's your wife. That makes sense. But the new girlfriend. So it's just like, I don't understand why people do this, especially when you have daughters. Now, it matters if you have sons too, so I'm not going to say it doesn't matter, because boys get touched and molested and stuff too, but we know for the most part, usually for the most part, it happens to girls more. Girls are more vulnerable to being sexually assaulted, especially when they're young, because it's easier to do it. So it's just like, it really bothers me when parents don't take into account that, my child is young and impressionable, and on top of that, if she's a female, and I'm bringing this strange man that I just met 2 months ago around my 5-month-old daughter. And even if you have a 5-month-old son, it's still concerning, because you never know. And I'm not saying this guy will do anything. I don't think that, but it's just like, we don't know. You just met him. It'd be different if you actually known him all your life and he already was in the family and then you guys started dating. Okay, but you just met the guy. So why are you bringing him around your newborn daughter? And we're going to get to the other teen moms too, because Rachel ain't the only one that did this in this episode. We're going to get to that. But it's just like, it makes no sense. But anyway, so she's irresponsible with the fact that she is bringing her new boyfriend that she just met a couple months ago around her baby daughter. She's already spending all her time with him to the point where she's not even studying for her test so that she can get her license. She's, I guess, just being reckless. She doesn't give a fuck. She's arguing with her mom all the damn time. Her mom doesn't know how to put her foot down because she wants to be her friend and she doesn't want her to leave. At the same time, she's tired of the disrespect. It's just too much. And then it's like, Rachel has a new boyfriend now that she's fucking, but she's not using protection yet again. So it's just like, you're just gonna just let... I'm trying not to judge, but so then we see at the end of her scene that she may be pregnant. Now, honestly, in my opinion, I don't think she is pregnant. I think this is just like for dramatic effect for the show, but you never know. So we'll see what happens next episode. Also, we get to see their grandmother for the first time, which is Rachel's mom's mom. And they were just kind of talking about how Rachel's out of control and shit. So yeah, we're gonna move on, but I know next week we're going to have a lot more to say about Rachel, because that girl is outrageous. Girl. Okay, so now we're going to talk about Kayla. Okay, I have so much to say about Stefan and his mom and that little fucking scene, but let's talk about the beginning parts of the show. Okay, so Kayla's mom, like we seen in the last episode, decides that she's going to move out there with Kayla and Luke, because she wants to be closer to her grandchildren and stuff. I mean, she has the right to do that. I get it. She wants to have a bond with her grandchildren. That makes sense. And I think Kayla's her only child. So I understand that. I don't know if she is, though, but it seems that way. But even if she's not her only child, I think she's her only child with children. So, and that makes sense. That matters. That would matter to me, too. But Kayla don't... But I guess she got approved for the same apartments that Kayla was moving into. And Kayla's a little uneasy about that. And I understand that too, because I feel like when you are grown, especially, I'll just say this. When you're grown, you want to have your own identity, your own separate life from your parents. You don't want to be around your parents all the time. You just want to see them when you want to see them. And that's about it. At least I know that's what it is for me. So... I see where Kayla's coming from, and especially if it's like I'm moving this far away, and it's like it's a good thing because I'm sure Kayla doesn't want to be here by herself, but at the same time, she was probably thinking like I'm moving away, get a fresh start, and it's like, oh no, I'm coming too. But I mean, like her and her mom don't have a horrible relationship. At the same time, I understand where she's coming from as well because it's like their relationship's not that great, and they've had some casualties, especially during Kayla's like teenage years. So it's kind of like it's not like we're super close. Like we love each other, we have a good relationship, but it's not like we're super close. So it's like I don't really know if I want to be around you that often. I get it. It makes sense. Like it'd be different if she was just living like 10 minutes away. But the fact that she's living in the same apartment is kind of like. So I do get how Kayla's feeling a little uneasy about it. But at the same time, like the mom said, like she didn't really do it purposely. It was just kind of like, those were the only apartments that she really liked, and the short time that they had. So it is what it is. But at least they do have a good relationship. It's not like they hate each other, argue all the time or whatever. And she's moving out there to actually help her. So that's a great thing. I really want Stefan off the show. I see why Stefan is the way he is. It's because of his fucking mama. She coddles the fuck out of him. And this lady right here is and I always somehow get to race, and I try not to do that with these videos, but it's so hard not to, because and I've said this in other videos and people said this before too, and it's true. You can argue with me if you want to, but it's true. Race has a lot to do with how people act in society, with how people treat each other in society, how you get ahead or don't get ahead in society. It has a lot to do with a lot of shit. And with that being said, it's kind of hard not to bring it up because it just pops up a lot. And with that being said, this is a prime example right here of what it looks like in a lot of colored people's households. I would say more specifically Black. And yeah, more specifically Black, but even like in Hispanic households too, because as you can see, Stefan's mom is like, I think, of Hispanic. She looks like she's like mixed race Hispanic. So we hear this quite often, and raise your hand in the comments if you've been through this, because I don't have any brothers, but I've heard stories of this all the time. Black mothers, usually mothers of color, more specifically like Hispanic and Black mothers, they coddle the fuck out of their sons. Their sons do no wrong. Doesn't matter what the fuck they say. Doesn't matter what they do. Doesn't matter. They can kill some motherfucking body. And the mama's still going to be like, my son didn't do it. Man, we have the evidence right here. His DNA was found on the scene. Actually, we have a video of him confessing right here. My son didn't do it. I don't know. My son didn't do it. But then in the reverse, when it comes to the daughters, they don't get along. I mean, we don't know what it's like for Stefan's mom and her daughter, because Stefan does have a sister. We don't know their relationship is like, so I can't necessarily say how she treats her daughter versus how she treats Stefan. But I can tell you this, that's usually how it is in a lot of like households, especially in the Black and Hispanic community. It's like the mothers coddle the fuck out of their sons, but it's the opposite for the daughters. And even though we don't know how Stefan's mother treats her daughter, we see how she treats her son. She coddles the fuck out of him. He does no wrong. He literally said on the phone call that he hasn't seen his son in a month, and he was giving bogus ass excuses. And you know what his mom does? Instead of telling him like, you need to do better, it's Kayla's fault. Kayla's a bitch. Fuck that bitch. Like, I was literally like, I was so irritated. Like, I was so irritated. I cannot stand when people cannot take accountability. Hey, take accountability. Like, I can't stand when people can't do it. And I understand, you're not going to always take accountability. There's going to be times when you just going to be like, fuck that. Like, I'm right, or fuck that. I'm not. No. But it's like, accountability, Stefan never, ever, 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 ever takes it. And the reason why is because his mama coddles the fuck out of him. And we've seen it in this episode. I mean, I knew she was doing it. She's been making excuses for him. She's been trying to put the fact that Stefan's a horrible father on Kayla. I don't know why. I don't know how it's Kayla's fault that Stefan doesn't do shit for his son. But somehow in her mind, it's Kayla's fault. Okay, whatever. So, she coddles the fuck out of him. And because of that, he doesn't take accountability. and it's so annoying to watch. I really want him off the show. He irritates the entire fuck out of me. Like, out of all the Teen Mom, Young and Pregnant, even 16 and Pregnant franchises, out of all of them, honestly, I feel like Stefan is the most irritating baby daddy of all of them. Out of all of them, I'm sorry, I'm just being honest. From all the 16 and Pregnants I've seen, all the Teen Mom OG episodes I've seen, all the Teen Mom 2 episodes I've seen, and out of all the baby daddies on the the Teen Mom, Young and Pregnant, the same franchise she's on, out of all of them, Stefan is the most irritating and frustrating baby daddy, in my opinion. In my opinion, I've never been this irritated ever watching somebody's baby daddy on TV. He irritates the fuck out of me. And then on top of that, his mom enables the fuck out of him, so it makes it even worse. Like, it was like he literally just said he hasn't seen his son in a month. Only time he ever took a little bit of accountability is when they had that dinner. He did. But then it was like literally after the dinner, he went right back to not doing shit. You said you haven't been seeing your son because you've been working. I'm gonna just move on because I'll literally take 10 minutes just talking about this segment alone, and I'm not gonna make this video dumb long. But like, Stefan ain't shit, his mama ain't shit, and Kayla, like, your best bet honestly is just to like, girl, I don't even know. I'm gonna pray for you, sis. I don't know. Okay, so I'm hoping that you guys are not hearing a lot of noise in the background, but just in case you are, I apologize. I know we're already like halfway through the video, but because my son is a little loud and he's watching movies, so I hope you guys aren't hearing hella noise, but if you are, I apologize. But so now we're gonna talk about Ashley. Okay, so like, it's like, I ain't gonna lie, honestly at this point I really don't know what to say, because at this point I'm kind of tired of Bar. I am. Like, he does not irritate me nearly as much as Stefan does. Like, literally, Stefan irritates the absolute fuck out of me. Like, when I see him on the screen, I literally just be like, ugh. But Bar, it's not that deep. It's more just like, but I mean, like, he is starting to irritate me though. I ain't gonna lie, because it's just like, I'm tired of his inconsistency. I'm tired of his, well, no, I lie. He's consistent with not being consistent. So I guess that's a consistency. Yeah. But like, I'm tired of him. I'm sorry, I ain't gonna lie. I'm just tired of the excuses. Like, I'm just tired of the 1 minute, like, I'm gonna do better, and then it's like, all you had to do was plan the party. I understand that. I understand some people are not good at planning parties. I understand more specifically men are not really taught to like be into that, so they're not good at it, and they usually don't naturally have an interest in like planning parties, weddings, all that. I do get that, but it's like, you did nothing. Now I understand this is a show. I understand that they only show us what they want us to see. It's edited. I get that, but I'm just going by what we see. You didn't do anything. Like, you literally could have just like it's like, even in that, now maybe he said, you know what, I wasn't able to help plan the party, so look, Ash, I'll give you like $500. I'll help you, give you some money since you put it together. Maybe he did that. Now if he did that, I don't have nothing to say, because it's like, at least he financially helped her out. Okay, that's something, because it's like, you know, we need money to survive, we need money to pay for the party, so that's cool. If he gave her some money, you know, after, like, on the side, be like, hey, I'm sorry I didn't get to plan my own party, or I didn't get to help you plan this party, here's some money. Since you did most of the work and you paid for everything yourself, here you go. Then I have no problem with that. And I'm not talking about just no $40 or no $100. I'm talking about like some hundreds, because we know for a fact this party didn't just cost $140. It cost hundreds, probably even $1,000, because birthday parties can be really expensive, especially if you do with a lot of decorations and you go all out. It can be expensive. So I'm hoping if he didn't go half, which he should, that is the bare, like, honestly, that should just be the minimum, to go half, because you're the fucking father, you're half her, she's half you. So, I mean, you should at least have went half. But we're asking, and I'm hoping you at least went a third of the way. At least you gave her $400. I'm hoping. Because if you literally didn't even not only help plan the party, and then not, on top of that, not financially help the party, like, Bart, I don't know. It's like, I don't even, like I said, I don't really know what to say, because it's like, at this point, I'm just tired of it. It's just like, I'm tired of the excuses. And I understand Ashley's still going to have to deal with him for the most part, because that's the father of her child. So he's always going to have to be involved in what Holly's going through. He's going to have to be involved in her parties, her life changes, all that. But, and don't mind if my hands are kind of dry. I have eczema, so I didn't put lotion on. I should have, but maybe I'll put some on right now. Yeah, I have eczema though. Just a little bit. It's mild. It used to be worse when I was a kid. But, fuck, what was I saying? Yeah, I don't really have nothing to say at this point because just like we're just tired of the excuses. Just like at this point, it's just like you had one job. Like all you had to do was plan a party. It's not that hard to plan a party. You don't have to be expert at it. Like if you couldn't even have planned the whole party, at least like got the cake, paid for the cake, paid for the balloons, get a jumper. Like just to me, it's not that deep. But whatever. I just feel like at this point, I'm tired of the excuses, and I'm surprised Ashley's not. I understand she still has to deal with him because that's the father of her child, but it's just like, sometimes I feel like they're too close because it's like, and I'm not trying to, okay, maybe that sounds contradictory, but hear me out. Like, I think it is a good thing to co-parent and to get along. You should be able to still be friendly with your ex and that you have a child with. You should still be able to go to dinner with your ex, not regularly, but I'm just saying, like, if you need to talk things out about the kids, there's nothing wrong with going to dinner one night to talk about it and meet a mutual place with the kid. Like, I don't think there's anything wrong with that, but I will say it does seem like they hang out a lot. For someone who is trying to move on and no longer be in a romantic relationship, they still hang out like as if either they're trying to work it out or as if like they're actually like really friends. And there's nothing wrong with that, but it's like you can't really be like that close to your ex if you're trying to move on with somebody else. So we'll see what happens next episode, but he's just starting to irritate me with his excuses. Oh, we also see that Mama T and Bar's mom try to talk on the phone to like rekindle things, but then they get in a little argument and then Bar's mom hangs up. I really don't know too much what to say about that because honestly, from what the show gives us, it's just, in my opinion, I'm Team Ashley and Team Mama T. But at the same time, there is two sides to every story. And I do see that, like, I think her name is Shan, is going around, like, making Instagram lives and stuff, saying that a lot of stuff that they're saying on the show isn't true and stuff. And then also Bar recently, obviously they didn't show it on the show because it was recently after they, aired everything. He recently was arrested, like 3 weeks ago. He got arrested, but she bailed him out. And she was mad about that because I guess after he got bailed out, he went back to Ashley. So it's just like, I don't know why Ashley keeps dealing with him. Maybe just because she's used to him. Maybe because she's still in love. But it's just like, Ashley, you just gonna keep finding yourself being stressed out because you're dealing with a little boy. Okay, so now we're gonna talk about Brianna. Now, I'm gonna just say this. If we're being honest, Brianna's storyline is only interesting when she's dating someone. Sorry, not sorry, I said it. You were thinking it, I said it. Her storyline is only interesting when she's dating someone. When she is single, she ain't doing shit and she's boring as fuck. We don't care about what's going on. I'm sorry, we don't. The baby daddy situation was cute for 2-3 episodes, that died down. When she's dating someone, that's the only time it's interesting because that's when we can actually really judge her. Being honest, I said what I said. I just said what you guys were thinking. I don't know. But yeah, so she has a new boyfriend. Her boyfriend moved into town. And she's dating him and she's introducing him to her family and her son. Okay. I don't know. Like I'm trying not to be too judgmental. I really am. But it's just like I don't know why people do that. Like you couldn't wait. Like I get it. You want to go out. You want to fuck. You want to feel young again. I feel you. Why you can't do that with your kid at home with your mama? Like, go out at night. Kick it with them at night. I don't get it. Like, I don't get what the need is to bring your child around someone you just met 2 months ago. Like, what's the need to where you feel like I have to bring my child around him? Even though I just met him 2 months ago, he has to meet my child. He has to. Even though my child's only 2 years old, he's impressionable as fuck. He has to meet my son. Like, I don't see it. I don't get it. I don't care. I don't get it. I don't get it. It doesn't make sense to me. I don't get it. And people do it all the time. It ain't just Rachel. It ain't just Brianna. People do it all the time. Men do it. Women do it. I would say I normally see women doing it though, but men do it too. And I do understand to some extent, especially for women, and when you're a single mom, you know, you have kids and it's like your kids are your life. You have to take care of them all the time. They're always around because the fucking father usually isn't around. So it's like you have no choice but to bring them with you all the time, and you don't have a lot of free time. I do understand that. I do understand. Don't get me wrong. I do get that. However, I don't feel that it's that much of a I don't feel it's that necessary to where you have to, absolutely have to, introduce your kids to someone that you yourself just met. It would be different if it's like, okay, you've been dating him for 6+ months and you've been talking to him for maybe a while. Like, well, honestly, in my opinion, because usually how I look at it is like you talk to someone first, like you actually like get to know them as the person, and then you start dating them, and then you talk to them first, get to know them as a person, and like kind of build that friendship bond, and then you start dating them, and then you make it into a relationship, and then you get serious. That's how I personally do relationships. That's how I did my relationship with my husband. It was like before we actually went on dates, we talked on the phone and got to know each other for a couple months first. And then we started dating for a little bit, and then we got into a relationship, and then we got serious. And then I got the ring, and then I got the baby. You did. But I'm just saying though, like that's how I look at it. But I know a lot of people kind of just like as soon as they meet someone and they're physically attracted to them, it's like they automatically start talking, and then within like a month they're together. And that happens, especially when you're young. I understand that, but I'm just saying like I don't see why it's so necessary to introduce your child to someone you just met yourself. Like it'd be different if you've known that person for like a year or 2-3 years, and then you like out the blue start talking to them, but like they've always been around. Or it's like you started talking, maybe you've only known them for a year, but you've been talking to them that year, you got to know them yourself for a good year, got to really scope them out. But it's just like with these situations and with other situations, it literally be like a couple weeks, a couple months, and it's like you're introducing your little young impressionable kids to these people that you yourself just met. It makes no sense to me. It'd be different if you knew them for a year, at least even 6 months. Like I'm just asking for 6 months. That's not a long time. I personally think that's too short, but I know how, you know, people can't do that. So I'm just saying at least 6 months, especially when you have young children. It'd be different if your kids were like 10, 11, 12. Even then they're still impressionable. And even then you still need to be careful. But when they're hella young to where it's like, they're still trying to figure out who mama and dada is, it's like, why? Why? You just met him 2 months ago. Why does Bracelet need to be around him every day? And she even said it herself. The boy is around every day, regularly. So it's like, you just met him, and it wasn't even just like you just introduced him to Brayson. No, you got him around Brayson, like around Brayson, like going to the park and taking baths and shit. Well, that was Rachel. Rachel also was taking a bath with having her daughter take a bath with her new boyfriend. I don't like that. Like, it's just too much too soon. Like, now we don't know if Brianna's really, you know, that going that extreme with it, but still, Brayson's around him a lot, and it's just like, it's too much too soon. And then, yeah, Rachel, I forgot to mention that. She even fucking wasn't she giving the baby a bath, and she had the boyfriend in the bathroom? Correct me if I'm wrong. Now, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. And I'll admit that I'm wrong. But I could have swore I seen that. Maybe I'm tripping, but I could have swore I seen that. He was in the bathroom when she was giving bath. And it's like, even though I understand she's a baby, but it's still like, it's too much. Like, you're too... Okay, so now we're going to talk about Kaya. Oh, excuse me. Kaya and Tieza argue a lot. Ooh, excuse me. Ooh, Lord. And so with that being said, basically the mom was like, y'all should probably go to counseling, get some professional help, because y'all argue too much. It's too much. And I'm tired of it, because I don't need y'all arguing and yelling outside my apartments while I'm at work. It's too much. Get it the fuck together. Pretty much. But no, but she encourages them to go to counseling, both for their relationship and also for their sanity, because they both need to. It's their argument is a little too much sometimes. And you know, Kaya kind of starts breaking down at the table because she just feels like it's just overwhelming for her. And I feel a little bit bad for her, and I get where she's coming from. You know, she's young, she's 18 years old, she's a single mom. She has this relationship she's trying to work out, but there's a little bit of infidelity from the past that she's still not over, as well as trust issues. She still has to kind of deal with her baby daddy who's in prison. But I mean, that's just kind of extra burden, because not only does she still have to talk to him and deal with him, but she also has to drive out there regularly to see him. She don't have to, but she chooses to, because she's trying to, I guess, you know, be fair for him. So, and then on top of that, you know, she's with her being a single mom, not only does she have to take care of a baby at a young age, but she also has to, you know, work and provide for the child. So it's like, I get where she's coming from, and it's a lot on her. And then on top of that, her relationship is suffering because she's a new mom and she has her baby daddy to deal with. And also there's trust issues because of Tiesa's part. So it's just like, it's just overwhelming, and she's a little stressed, and she starts breaking down at the table. I do feel bad for Kaya. I get where she's coming from, and I really do hope and I pray that in present time, she's doing okay, and that it's a lot easier for her and Tiesa to cope with their relationship, because they're still together. Spoiler alert. In real life, they're still together. But yeah, so we see that they're still kind of beefing though about the prom situation in the beginning, but they got over it. And now they go to counseling, and it's bittersweet, because it does seem like when they first go in there, they're getting a lot out. And, you know, it sounds like there's going to be some progress, but then like it kind of starts getting real, which is what counseling for. So it's not a bad thing. And, you know, Tiesa's being honest and basically saying like she don't know what she want to do, which makes sense. And this is what, okay, this is what I said in like the first episode of this season, when I said that she's too young. This is a lot of responsibility for a 17-year-old girl in high school to be in a committed relationship, living with her girlfriend. On top of that, being a mother, a new stepmom to a newborn. And then having to deal with the baby daddy calling regularly, and and her girlfriend has to go take the baby to see him. Like, that's a lot to deal with at 17 years old, still in high school. And I said that in the first episode. And now, as we can see in this episode, it's starting to show. Tiesa's starting to feel like, God damn, this is a lot. I don't know if I can take this. Now, like I said, spoiler alert, in real life, they're still together. So obviously it worked out. And, you know, sometimes it does work, you know, and sometimes it doesn't. But still, we're not at forever yet. They only been together for like 2 years. You know, let's see what happens 10, 15 years from now. Let's see. Like, we're talking, you know, relationships and marriages are supposed to be a forever thing, not just like a little. Well, no, take that back. Relationships are supposed to, you know, you just learn it. But once you get married, that is supposed to be a forever thing. So we'll see if they make it to the forever. But as of right now, they're still together, and I'm happy for them. But, you know, like I said, regardless if they make it together or not, it still is a lot. It doesn't change the fact that at 17 years old, that's a lot of pressure. And really, realistically, it's really not healthy, and it shouldn't have been happening. She shouldn't really be in that predicament. And it's not her fault. But I'm saying, like, as an adult, in my opinion, I just feel like I wouldn't have moved her in. That's my opinion. I just feel like at 17, that's too young to be living with your boyfriend or your girlfriend, regardless of the situation. Unless, you know, that is your child. Like, if that was her biological child, that would make sense, but it's not. So, and she's not married to Kaya. So she shouldn't be obligated. She shouldn't feel obligated to have that much responsibility. So I just feel like her moving in was kind of too much of a big grown-up decision. And it's too much. She's 17, you know? But I mean, you know, they're going to counseling for it. And we see that basically Tiesa kind of doesn't know what she wants to do. And Kaya's upset about that because she loves her. But at the same time, it's like she's not trying to hold her back, you know? And she also even said, like, she feels like, though, she's moving too fast for Tiesa. Revelation, like I said, because Tiesa's 17. This is too much for her. Kaya is only 18. She's young, too. But she's 18 with a job, graduated from high school, and she's a young mother. Tiesa's still in high school. She ain't working, and she's not a mom. She's a stepmom because she decided to be an honorary stepmom, but she's legally not a stepmom, and that's not her biological child. So there's two different responsibilities, two different things going on for two different people, and it's like you're trying to make it work. It's working, and it could work, but it doesn't take away from the fact that it's still a lot for her, and she's 17, you know. But we'll see what happens next week. But like I said, they stay together, so spoiler alert. I'll see you guys soon. I'll try to be more timely with these reaction review videos for the Teen Mom. But I can't make promises. But I will always come back. I may not be on time, but I'll always show up, honey.